Hello and welcome to another edition of Stock Watch. So as we really get into the earnings season's calendar, we see that the big players like Tesla have released their earnings report yesterday and have actually come across a seventh straight quarterly profit, which is quite phenomenal if you think about it after 2020's lockdown and the first couple of waves of the coronavirus pandemic, which hampered a lot of sales in the automobile industry. Tesla's obvious accentuation is going to keep on growing and growing by the looks of it. So their revenues got off to a really good start in 2021, and this is mainly a successful production line in China and continued robust demand for the electric vehicle industry in general. However, there is a but. The stock did actually fall by 2% after hours, so it is expected to open on a slight gap when the American market opens later on. This is due to sales slightly below the mark and then production being hampered by chip shortages. And these chip shortages are actually going towards a lot of the automobile makers in the industry. We had Volkswagen and BMW having a slight chip shortage as well over the last few months. So, is this going to hamper Tesla's stock price even more? And also, you have to look out for the actual pandemic-related restrictions in Shanghai, because their factory that they did open there has had it couldn't get enough critical engineers to have supply meet demand, let's say. So with the quarantine restrictions in China, this has hampered the stock price slightly, but we'll just wait and see how much it's going to be hampered when the market does open shortly. Obviously, there was some good news for Tesla as their sales rose to 74% to over $10 billion. And this was from just under $6 billion this time last year. So very, very significant numbers there. Obviously, Elon Musk sounded optimistic about the future of the auto driving and saying that Tesla is on its way to solving the AI vision conundrum that he believes is at the heart of the self-driving cars using multiple cameras. And obviously this comes on the back of a few days before he is actually claiming the autopilot feature did not play a role in a fatal car crash in America earlier this month that killed 2 people. So something very, very significant for Elon Musk to think about. And obviously as we get into the earnings season as well. And just a quick look on Boeing, they're actually having their earnings release in the next couple of days, but their Q1 earnings are expected to drop quite dramatically due to obviously waning sales and ordering as well. So the order book was looking good this time last year, but obviously now it's not. And this is not only due to the pandemic, it's obviously due to the negative news surrounding the company over fatal air crashes as well, and obviously ongoing problems that you hear quite often for the company. So we'll just see what the opportunities are shortly. So Tesla, first of all, what I'm looking at here, which is quite interesting, I've had a quick look on Tesla the last few days, and I'm seeing this top board of the Ichimoku cloud that is finding a little bit of support. But if we just zoom into the areas of interest, I'm just seeing a slight engulfment in the cloud. And as I said, if this engulfment keeps on progressing, then I'm just going to be looking at the lower end of the Ichimoku cloud and also these recent dips that we had just under $600. Now, obviously, $600 is quite a good psychological momentum for bears to keep an eye on, and this is what I'll be keeping an eye on in the next few trading sessions. Obviously, nothing too much in the way of RSI divergences, but I just want to bring it down on intraday on a 4-hour chart. And as you can see here, we're just basically bouncing off the Ichimoku cloud, but we're still in a precarious position to start falling lower. As I said, if the market is expected to open a gap when the American market opens, then we'll just see how far that gap is going to go, and then I'll probably see if there's a good opportunity for a sell limit position, and this will probably or even a sell stop position, and this will probably make sure that prices get a little bit lower, and I'll probably get some profits in on there as well. So just something to think about when we have big news such as for a big company such as Tesla in the stock market as well. So, and also on Boeing, as I said, they've actually had not a bad quarter in terms of share price, but now we're seeing bias shift to the downside dramatically. Sentiment is looking a bit bearish as well. We've got a little bit of a lift on this particular 232, but the lower end of 230. Got it on intraday as well. Not too much in the way of divergences on the RSI, but I'll be precariously seeing if there's going to be any type of bounce resistance at the mid 240 range, and if there is, then sell positions will definitely go in, and I'll be expecting most probably prices to start waning and dropping probably down to the $200 mark, which will be quite psychological as well, a little bit like Tesla. So just a few things to look out for as we enter the trading week. Obviously, as I said, Boeing's earnings calendar is in a couple of days, and we'll just see if that's going to affect prices in the short term and also the near term, looking into the aerospace industry. So that's all from the Stock Watch today. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any comments or queries, please feel free to add them to the post, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great trading day ahead, and bye for now.